think we know who the new doctor is on today's Nerdist News. Who? Shut it.
Dr. Boo.
Shut the f up. That's really good. Peter Capaldi just took off in the Tardis for his third and final series in the driver's seat, and that means the time has come for that most cherished and honored of Whovian traditions, endlessly speculating about who the next Doctor will be. A quick Google of the phrase next Doctor will bring up a fleet of articles, all putting odds on which Doctor will find themselves wearing Capaldi's trademark purple waistcoat when the regeneration finally happens later this year. And there are a lot of cool options in play. Potential number 13s include the IT Crowd's Richard Ayoade, Love Actually's Chris Marshall, and coffee commercial romantic lead Anthony Stewart Head. And you know what? Any of those dudes would make an awesome addition to the pantheon of the Time Lords. Unfortunately, they're not going to get a chance because our sources have confirmed for us exactly who the next Doctor will be, and we think you'll agree that she's an amazing choice. Doctor number 13 will be none other than Michaela Cole, or at least that's what our source close to the production is telling us. Now, if you don't know who Michaela Cole is, then you aren't making the most of that Netflix account, my friend. She's the writer, producer, and star of a British series called Chewing Gum that's on Netflix stateside. Chewing Gum is a really fantastic sitcom that has won all kinds of awards and accolades back home in Britain, and that is due in no small part to Cole's creative direction and remarkable lead performance. She's an instantly engaging and entertaining presence on screen, and watching just a few minutes of Chewing Gum will tell you that she's totally capable of commanding the TARDIS. And of course, it's probably worth mentioning that she'll be breaking down some barriers as both the first female Doctor and the first Black Doctor, something we couldn't be more excited about. Doctor Who has always been a show that celebrated humanity's rich and complex diversity, and it seems high time that those ideals are reflected in the casting of its lead character. And with Cole, they've found the perfect choice to help Who take that leap. Now, as psyched as we are for Cole's casting, we do have to stress that this is not coming to us direct from BBC. In fact, when our own Kyle Anderson reached out to the network to confirm or deny, they officially told us no casting decisions have been made yet for Doctor Who Season 11. There are other sources as well who are telling us that while Cole is definitely in the running, she is just one of many names in the mix. And then there's this report from The Sun which says that when an upset father wrote to the BBC expressing concern that a female doctor would confuse his son, a complaints officer wrote back promising that there was no plan for the character to swap genders. Well, first off, to that dad, we say, start raising your kid in the 21st century. But as far as the rest of the report goes, all we can say is that The Sun has never been noted for being the most reliable of rags, so we have our doubts. But what gives us confidence is Doctor Who itself, and anyone who thinks a black female doctor is totally out of the question clearly hasn't been paying attention to the show in recent years. In Series 8, the Doctor's old nemesis, the Master, regenerated as the Mistress, and in Series 9, the General, who we meet as a white male Time Lord, regenerates into a black female and announces that was the only time they were ever a man. Clearly, when it comes to Gallifreyans, race and gender are as fluid as time and space. It's an idea they've been setting up for a while now, and one that will pay off big time in Season 11 when Michaela Cole switches on her sonic screwdriver. Or at least that's what we think and hope will happen. There's still a lot of time before the Doctor regenerates before the end of the year, and though we trust our source, they could also be a little wibbly-wobbly on the subject. But what about you guys? Do you love Michaela Cole as the Doctor as much as we do? Is there anyone else you think is a better fit? Let's discuss. And did you ever wonder how One Punch Man manages to punch the friggin' rain? Well, Kyle Hill is breaking it all down on another episode of Because Science. Be sure to like and subscribe and keep checking Nerdist.com.